this, all included that, no closing cost. You hear it all. Good evening, you guys. Tom and Joy. Phil Am Joy Jones is the YouTube channel. I'm going to make my own YouTube channel sometimes. It's going to be the Not So Unusual with Tom Jones or something silly like that. But tonight, we just wanted to come to you. If you haven't subscribed, go down to the bottom if you're liking this and subscribe. Doesn't cost you any money. If you want to be notified when we do these things. And again, this is just our life and something that, you know, happens to us and or something that we experience, good things, bad things, just stuff we want to share with the audience. So without further ado, I don't know, everybody around has been refinancing their house. It's the interest rates are the best they've been in a million years. Free financing, no down payment, 100% this, all included that, no closing cost. You hear it all. Those are all kind of gimmicky. What I'm not going to do here is I'm not going to give advice.
Just share what is a good thing that you can come up with.
That's right. And we want to share our experiences. And that's the reason we started a YouTube channel and probably going to start another one. Again, mine will be a little bit more stupid than this one, I'm sure. But I kind of fell for that. And I don't want to feel like I'm a sucker. But I saw something pop up on my phone, as we all do. And on that phone was this unbelievable interest rate on a mortgage. I was like, wow, I didn't know they had gone below sub-2s for 15-year mortgages. So I click on that on my phone, my house, but I'll give you some pertinent information about my personal mortgage experience. So I've bought and sold a couple of houses, been to closing several times, so I've had a couple of mortgages. I kind of understand it. I liken it to travel. You know, me and Joy were talking about it, and I said, you know, there's three things that you really have to deal with in travel. That's distance, time, and speed. Well, really, only one of those do you have any control over. And it's kind of the same in a mortgage. There's three big factors. There's your term. How long are you going to carry that? How long are you going to borrow the money for? That's it. You know, what is your interest rate? Okay. But there's three factors in a mortgage. There's your principal, how much you're borrowing. There's your term, how long are you borrowing it for? And there's the interest rate. On your mortgage, you know, you get taxes and insurance. Let's don't even talk about that because you can't really negotiate that. But what I'm going to talk about today is basically principal and interest. And I'm going to share a little experience that I had with you. And hopefully there's something you can take away from it. So I've got a few notes. But again, like I said, I was contacted real quick and hey, yeah, no problem at all. No money out of pocket. You know, nothing's free, right? Nothing's free. Somebody's going to pay.
That's the trick. That's
right. So in this game, I personally, and I'm going to give you my personal mortgage story, not amounts and not interest rates. I just don't think that's correct for this forum. But so my personal mortgage experience. 8.5 years ago, I refinanced this house on a 30-year mortgage. I looked at mortgage rates then, interest rates, and I could have possibly financed the house for 15 years then, or refinanced the house for 15 years because I already had a mortgage on it. But because of personal situation, change of job, change of marital status, and some other things like that, I chose to do another conventional 30-year mortgage. So I've worked very hard with the help of my darling wife like that. Just a bit of wisdom. So what we did, or what I've done, was I decided that every year I was going to pay 9 additional principal payments. So in lieu of paying 12 principal payments a year, I decided I was going to pay 21. Simple math, what that's going to do for you. You know, your house is going to be paid off sooner. Any amount you pay towards the principal of your mortgage will reduce the amount of time you're going to pay it. And it's never cheaper than when you have a brand new mortgage because your principal is pretty low, your interest is pretty high. So I will pay the house off in 8.5 years. So my total mortgage would be 17 years, vice 30. I would pay the mortgage off 13 years early. And that's just been my plan. I want to get out of the mortgage business here. But anyway, back to the point of the matter. So I was contacted by, and these are not lenders. What they are is they're brokers. What they're trying to do is they're trying to sell you a mortgage. They look at your credit score, they look at your income, and they do a lot of things. And one of the things that they really try to do is get you to cash out. In other words, take the value that's on your house. Now, I have no idea what the value of my house is. It's up and down all the time. It's one of those volatile markets, but it's certainly worth more than I paid for it 15 years ago, or refinanced it for 15 years ago. It has increased in value. So, and plus I've paid off a good portion of that principal as well. So everybody's willing to loan you money because they earn a fraction of a percent, or maybe a percent, on every dollar they sell you. You know, they sell you. That's what they do. That's the way they make money. Nobody's working for free. So really, the guy calling you on the phone 1 minute after you put your number in, in the computer program online there, that guy's working for that cash. He's not just working for you. He's not trying to take care of you. He's in a business and he's trying to make money. So my experience, and I'm not going to give you exact numbers again, but I'm going to give you some just things that kind of struck me as wrong, and I kind of got a little perturbed at the guy, but it wasn't his fault because he's just doing a job like that. But I'm just saying, this is business practices that somebody out there will fall for. Yep, we see you, Salem. Somebody out there will fall for this. I'm not. Again, I don't want to say I'm smart. I'm very cautious, I'll say that, with my money, with my credit, with my future here. But I just caution everybody, know what you're getting into. So the facts are, and so I'm going to give you the little numbers, and I've got them jotted down. But so the lure that got me was 1.99% interest. Wow, 1.99, that's kind of low. So, yes, sir, 1.99. We can guarantee you 1.99 on a conventional mortgage, fixed rate, 15 years. Wow, that's great. So what's it going to cost me? Oh, well, it's not going to cost you anything. Keywords, out of pocket. Oh, really? Oh, nothing out of pocket. Oh, well, that sounds good. But where the rubber hits the road is I'm going to use just a generic $100,000. And where the rubber hits the road here is in my current mortgage. I already own this mortgage, so I don't have to go refinance. I don't have to pay somebody to come out and survey my property. I don't have to call somebody to come out and see if I've got termites. I don't have to come out and have somebody tell me that my house is going to need a roof within the next 10 years. I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to entertain anybody to come out. I don't have to have all of these things done. And it was a litany of things that needed to be done, and there was a charge for. Some of them just didn't seem to be up to par. $64 for Atlanta recycling fee. What? I don't live in Atlanta. Why should I be paying anybody in Atlanta anything? I drive around Atlanta every time I get the opportunity. I don't even fly through Atlanta if I can help it. But it was there. There was an environmental fee, $65 or something like that. But all of these charges and everything like that totaled $8,000, not $3,000, not $2,000 like the previous mortgages that I've refinanced or have actually borrowed or made a mortgage. Not $3,000 or $4,000. It was $8,000. $8,000. Wow. What on $100,000? And this is just not a real number. This is just a percentage. And I did the percentage on my loan and did the percentage on $100,000. Let's just say $8,000. That could be me rounding up or me rounding down. I don't want to go there, but so in the end, what was going to happen is we're going to finance $108,000. Let's just again, those are square numbers. So I've got a mortgage calculator on my phone. Well, actually, it's on my bank, and I just go to there and can use their mortgage account. So let's talk about this. Currently, I have a $100,000 mortgage. My mortgage payment, just the principal and interest. Not going to talk about taxes and insurance, but principal and interest, $696.61. So that is what I pay of principal and interest every month on a $100,000 note, right, for 15 years. And that's already set. I don't have to pay nobody for that. So for me to refinance $108,000 for 15 years, that total would be $694.49, principal and interest. What? So, oh yeah, hey, you got a great savings of $2.12 a month. Well, numbers mean things to me, so I just wanted to say, how long do you think it would take for me to pay that back, pay myself back, that $8,000 at $2.12 a month? It was 370 years, right?
I said, how many generations would follow after
I'm sorry, it's written down 315 years. So 315 years paying yourself $2.14 a month. So there would never be a break even here, is what I'm saying. The mortgage would be long paid off. And again, if I'm able to stay on my current schedule, the mortgage on this property that I live in now, that we live in now, me, Joy, and the cat, will be paid off in 8.5 years. So why? And my situation was a little bit different than this. But what's my point here? My point is, watch what you're signing up for. This guy was a very nice guy. He was a good mortgage broker, maybe. However, what he's selling me is he's selling me $8,000 added on to my principal of my mortgage. So personally, and I will tell you, Joy and I did the math. If I paid $8,000, just a lump sum, if I took that out of my wallet, which I don't have in my wallet, don't think that, so no need to mug me on the street. But if I took $8,000 out of my pocket and paid one lump sum payment on my mortgage, it would make my mortgage, if I did nothing else, it would change my mortgage from 15 current years to 13 years and 8 months. A year and a third, right? Mm-hmm. One year and a third would knock off my mortgage at $8,000. So I'm sure there's some mathematician out there can figure out how much I owe and what my interest rate is and things like that. But, you know, again, I just don't want to delve into that because I think I'm in a pretty good situation with this. And again, we have worked hard, lived within our means to try to pay the house off early, get out of debt, things like that. Like I said, I don't have any advice here. All I have is a real story and something that I experienced. So please, I'm asking you, don't be lured in by shiny things. You know, you buy a brand new car. I'm not going to say that today, but in the past, you buy a brand new car and you drive it off the lot. It loses 20% of its value. I don't remember what it was. Somebody told me that. But what I do know is once it's titled in your name or it's been registered in your name, you drive it off the lot, you come back in, it ain't new no more. I don't have any advice. I just want you to know that these things are out there. And if it sounds too good to be true, well, it's probably too good to be true. Nobody works for free. They're not doing things for you. They're doing things for themselves. A cash register operator at Walmart, she wouldn't be there if they wasn't paying her. She's not there for your health. Nurses in the hospital, they're there because they get paid. Hospitals are there because they're businesses. All right, so all the feel-good stuff about somebody doing something for you, sure, people can be hospitable. People can be nice to you, and people can provide you a service. However, routinely, I'll tell you, people are doing something for themselves. That's just the nature of it. You know, I've been to the Philippines several times, and the one thing I do know is people are very hospitable, and people will give you the shirts off their back. And again, that's the old South that I grew up in as well. Anyway, take care of yourselves. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Phil M. Joy Jones is the YouTube channel. Make a comment. If you think I'm way out of line, if you think I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just letting you guys know what's out there. Good night. God bless.